Okay, chat, part two on the Cantinflas story. So where did I leave off, chat? Oh, so I was telling you about the pools. Yeah, yeah. So before I continue, if you're new here, if you don't know who this is Cantinflas Mario Moreno. He was a famous Hollywood actor that passed away from lung cancer. He wasn't only huge in Mexican culture, but he was huge all over. Cantinflas actually has a Hollywood star, and he was the highest paid actor at his time in the world. So Cantinflas was nothing to play with. Money was long, but connections was longer. So y'all know he had the connections with the mermaids. Because I told y'all before that the Hollywood elites will have parties and they eat mermaids. Allegedly, of course. So chat, around Cantinflas' house is multiple pools. And I actually got a close-up look at this house. Obviously not an actual close-up, I wasn't in Acapulco. But I did see a content creator from Acapulco show a lot of the house, and it was very interesting. So not only does all his pools connect to the ocean, so all the mermaids could swim up to his house. Allegedly, of course, this is what was told and what was said. Cantinflas' house was like a structure. Like it was like a compound. And I'm like, back in those days were people doing stuff like that? Like I thought Hugh's Hef house was impressive when I was a kid, but Cantinflas' house? So Chad, he has a whole outside area by all these pools. Before you even get to his house, there's a bar, there's an outside area, there's a men's and women's bathroom. And honestly, the house is abandoned and has been abandoned since he passed away. Like nobody's allowed to live in it. None of his family members. So much thought went into that house that I really believe that he had mermaids in there. They said Cantinflas used to have his Hollywood parties, invite all the Hollywood elites, and the mermaids would swim up and come and have parties. But that leads me back to my other theory, which is hypothetical, of course, that the Hollywood elites eat mermaids at their parties. So Cantinflas, was this a trap? Was he setting them up? Because everybody says Cantinflas was obsessed and he was in love with mermaids. He wanted to marry mermaids. Or was he obsessed with them for another reason? It said that this very statue, the locals said it comes alive at night and jumps into the water. And even the mermaids come up and swim up to it and sit there because they miss him sometimes. I'm not sure what's the true and right story, but I definitely think he known or seen a few mermaids before. Nobody could be that into something and it not be true. Especially on the high level Cantinflas was on. He's still bigger than most American and Mexican actors. So they say no one's allowed in the house. So why are people saying they hear voices and hear laughing sometimes, even crying? And again, Chad, if you go past this statue and go past the gate into his actual home, you're going to jail. All right, Chad, this video is getting super long. Let me know if you want to hear more about Cantinflas and what exactly you want to hear in part 3. If you like content like this, don't forget to engage from the bottom up. Share, save, comment, like, and of course, follow me. All right, Chad, I'm going to talk to y'all later. So, Chad, today, let's talk Cantinflas, a.k.a. Mario Moreno. So, if you're new here, I have a whole video. It's part 14 on Cantinflas and my Mermaid Forbidden Lore series. So, check it out. You don't have to, but it's a quick catch-up if you want to catch up. But if not, let me give you a quick recap on Cantinflas. So chat, Cantinflas is a huge, famous Mexican comedian. He's even known here in the States. A legend. But there was one off thing about Cantinflas. He had everything in the world he wanted, but he wanted a wife. Cantinflas wanted a mermaid for a wife. Yes, y'all, he had a whole mermaid obsession. Don't know why, don't know how, but he was part of the Hollywood elites. And I already told y'all in my mermaid series what I think they got going on with the mermaids. So Cantinflas made a deal with a brujo. If you don't know what that is, it's some form of like a Latin witch, and he was a male named Carlos. So Carlos told him he can make it happen. He can get him, with the mermaid community, but he had to do certain things. So Carlos told Cantinflas he had to build his house here. This isn't just like a random spot here in Acapulco, just here. I don't know if this is like a spiritual spot. I don't know, standing near here, but it's the most beautiful, ocean to see. Tourists go there to, party, and, a lot of people been going to Acapulco. All the hubs been going there since I've been a kid. And y'all, I watched many interviews and many footage of this house. And when I tell y'all this house is so elaborate, so delicate, calculated, extravagant, and it's still beautiful to me to this day. Of course, it's old because it's abandoned. They don't let people in there at all since Cantinflas passed away. It's been abandoned and people are not allowed. And there's no resale. The Acapulco content creators actually go there and walk around, and show you. Go look their page up. But here's the interesting thing to me. They're not allowed to go in the houses or like almost step past the gate. They said they will call security and the authorities, like they'll come out there and arrest you. But chat, an abandoned place, why would they be going in so hard to keep this place so protected? If nothing is going on there, no one lives there, and the locals said they heard voices laughing of women. Let me know if y'all want to hear more about Cantinflas in part 2. Don't forget to share, save, comment, like, and follow, of course. And if y'all want the next part, I'll let y'all know why he had these pools connected to the ocean so the mermaids could swim up in his house. All right, Chad, this is part 3 on Did Cantinflas Marry a Mermaid? So this is not even supposed to be a series. But one thing about y'all, Chad, y'all will bully us into a series. Because I don't even know how I got 3 parts out of this. But y'all asked, so here I am. So if you new here, I'm Cube. This is Forbidden Lore. And just a quick recap, because I'm not going to get back into the story. You're going to have to go back and watch those old videos. Cantinflas is a huge Mexican comedian that turned actor, that turned global superstar. Hollywood star type of global. Not to mention, Cantinflas was the highest paid actor of his time, of all, any color. So shout out to Cantinflas, because he did his thing. And the crazy part, he only created Cantinflas to hide his real job from his parents. His real name is Mario Moreno. And Chad, he was like one of those actors that was naturally funny. Just like funny as shit. Like think of like a Latin Kevin Hart. No, even funnier than Kevin Hart. No shade to Kevin. But anyways, Cantinflas was obsessed with mermaids. So Brujo told him to build this house in Acapulco facing this direction and build this statue on top. He said he would put him in contact with the mermaids if he do exactly what he tells him to do. So lore says that Cantinflas had these mermaids at his Hollywood parties. Cantinflas had multiple pools around his house, as you can see, chat, and all the pools connect to the ocean. It said that he wanted the mermaids to swim up there and party with them, I guess. So I'm not sure if he married a mermaid or not. If he got the chance, that's a secret. Everything is a secret that really happened in that house. And it's also said this statue comes alive at night and jumps into the water. Locals said the mermaids still swim up there looking for him, crying, looking for him. Even inside the house, the infrastructure is like crazy. It's a very expensive house. To this day, it's expensive. And it's been abandoned since Mario passed away. What's interesting, chat, that nobody took over this house after he passed away. They wouldn't allow nobody. So it's been abandoned ever since. Also, nobody's allowed on the property. It's not one of those abandoned places you can go walk around and do content. No, you will get arrested. You go to jail. It's heavily guarded, trust me. So Cantinflas ended up meeting this Russian baddie at some point, and he wanted to have kids immediately. So they adopted a child. They adopted a little son. So when he passed, you thought he would get all of this, right? Mario's son and nephew went through a 21-year legal battle. 21 years, y'all. And guess who won, chat? Mario's nephew, not his son. Because this is Mexico, of course, and he's legally not blood related. The crazier part, chat, after all of that, Sony and Columbia said, what y'all talking about? We own it. We've been owned all the rights to those films. 34 of them. And everybody's like, what? Yes, they did. Somehow, they did. I don't know how they obtained that, but they did. I believe the nephew still owns that Mexican films, the rights to that, but that's it. Cantinflas is owned by the man now. If you like content like this, make sure you follow me. Don't forget to engage from the bottom up. Repost, save, comment, like, all of that. Let me know if y'all want another part. This is Cube of the Lore, and I'm going to give y'all a call back later. All right, bye, chat. All right, chat, back at it again with more info about Cantinflas. So where did I leave off, chat? Oh, I was telling y'all how Cantinflas, his nephew, and his son had a 21-year legal battle for his rights. Cantinflas' son lost and his nephew won. Then all of a sudden, Columbia, Sony came out of nowhere and said, oh, we own it. They provided documentation and everything. So I don't know. So that got me thinking, chat. Did Cantinflas really pass away? We know how these Hollywood elites do. Because obviously we know he wanted his son to win. Then when his nephew won, he automatically lost. And the huge company like this just provided paperwork out of nowhere and receipts. I'm just saying. So just a quick recap if you don't know who Cantinflas is. Cantinflas, aka Mario Moreno is his real name, is a huge actor. I don't even want to say Mexican actor because he's just huge in general. Like Hollywood star huge. You know what I mean? So Cantinflas one night at the bar was drinking and he was sad. He had everything in the world, all the riches, the houses, the cars, boats, everything. He met a brujo in a bar named Carlos. A brujo is like a witch, a evil one. And Cantinflas told him his wish and he said he could make it come true. He gave Cantinflas exact instructions where to build his house in Acapulco, and he wanted this statue up, facing this exact direction as well. And it had to look just like Cantinflas, by the way. And Cantinflas' wish was to be with a mermaid. Yes, he went to marry a mermaid, if y'all knew here. And from what I'm understanding, he knew a few. It said they used to come up there, have dinner parties and everything. The pools at his house connect all into the ocean. Look, no normal person would do that. It is said that the mermaids would have access to his house that way. So Cantinflas unfortunately passed away from lung cancer. And nobody owns this house to this day. It is abandoned. Or maybe Cantinflas still owns it. Who knows? It's private property. You're not allowed past this point of the statue. And he actually has a mermaid statue on the other side climbing up to the statue of him. It is actually said that Cantinflas had cages on the bottom of his pools. They said he was capturing the mermaids. And I'm thinking to myself, I know he ain't unaliving these mermaids and he loves them and he wants to be with them, so that wouldn't make sense. So quick think piece. We all know Cantinflas was a Hollywood elite. What if he was capturing them for the elites and then auctioning them off? I mean, hypothetically, of course. Just trying to piece some puzzle pieces together, y'all. Just trying to make it make sense. All right, chat, before this video gets too long, follow me to the next part. I'm going to post it right after this one. Don't forget to engage from the bottom up. That's repost, save, comment, like, and of course follow me because I know you didn't do that yet. And as always, TikTok, this is only for entertainment purposes only. This is all hypothetically and allegedly speaking. This is Cube of the Lore, and I'm going to see y'all in the next part. What's up, chat? Well, welcome back, I guess, to this Cantinflas series that you guys made me do. Okay, chat, before we get into the story, I was thinking, I wanted to see what Cantinflas' house looked like when it was first built or around it was built or one time it was like nice. Because haven't y'all noticed all the images we use or other content makers use are all over the internet? You look for Cantinflas' house and it's like new footage of like it's abandoned, like decrepit. It's just like obviously not up to standard. Like nowhere in the internet you can't find any images of this house when it was up to par. And that's very strange to me. Because he had a son, a wife. Where did they stay? Like, where are images of your house when it was there? If you was such a big star, there was no image, no family photos, no events besides these Hollywood parties. Cause this is all we got to go by, chat. This is all we got to go by. So then that leads me back to the brujo story part where the brujo told him to build this house and put this statue right here. And I'm asking myself, why this statue, why this direction, and why? This wasn't Cantinflas' house, y'all. This was their house, if you know what I mean. Whatever them elites was doing or whatever was going on, this was their house that they did whatever they did at. No, chat, seriously, I need y'all to write in the comments, give me some logical reasons of why Carlos, the brujo witch, would tell him to put this statue here, this exact direction, and build this house here. And there's no pictures of this man in this house. There's no recollection. There's no footage. And he's a huge Hollywood star. I looked up to see if the locals seen him. And they said they ain't seen that man since like 1980, 1979 when he was filming for one of his shows or movies. And nobody still has no evidence that he was actually staying there at that house. So I don't know. So chat, I generated my own AI version of how the house should look. So in its heyday, this is how it looked. This is testimony to you kids. Go out there and do it yourself. Y'all see the statue up there, everything. So this is kind of was the vibe. This was definitely the party house. I can see the party getting wild. Giving me Diddy party vibes. So chat, with him having all his Hollywood parties and the mermaids swimming up into all these pools because they were all connected. So chat, this story reminded me of the story of the lady that knew the man that paid $50,000 to attend the party to eat mermaid. Did y'all hear that story? Yes, the dude had to sign an NDA and everything to attend this elite party. There's an elite group of people that's into kind of those exquisite kind of things anyway, if that's what you want to call it. All right, chat, the video's getting too long, so come back for the next part. Don't forget to engage from the bottom up, repost, save, comment, like, and follow. I'm Cube of the Lord. This is Forbidden Lore, and I'm going to just call y'all back later, all right?